Alarm clock, 5:47 a.m. Maya Rivera, 22, opens her eyes. Dark hair pulled back, exhausted but determined. She moves quietly through the cramped space. The apartment is small but loved. Photos cover the walls, Maya in a cap and gown, swimming medals, family pictures. Maya's mother, Elena Rivera, 48, already dressed in her hospital scrubs, makes coffee. You were up late again. Studying. Biochem exam next week. Touches her cheek. You work too hard, Mija. Maya. One of us has to become a doctor. Elena. Smiles sadly. Your father would be proud. A beat of shared grief. Elena checks her watch. Double shift today. There's leftovers in the... I know. Go. I'll handle dinner. They embrace quickly. Elena leaves. Maya stares at a photo on the fridge, her father in his construction worker's uniform, arm around a younger Maya. She touches it gently, then grabs her backpack and swim bag. On the couch, Diego, 16, Maya's brother, pretends to sleep. I know you're awake. Sits up, grinning. You training again? Someone's gotta pay for college. You already got into med school. Scholarships don't cover everything. She tosses him a protein bar. Eat. And actually go to school today. Yes, Mom. I mean it, Diego. No ditching. I heard you. She studies him, something's off. Everything okay? Too quickly. Yeah. Fine. Diego. I said I'm fine. An uncomfortable silence. I'll be home by 6. We'll order pizza. Softens. Extra pepperoni. Deal. She ruffles his hair and heads out. Maya walks through her neighborhood. Bodegas opening. Street vendors setting up. People rushing to work. She passes a mural, in memory of the Riverside construction workers, gone but not forgotten. Her father's name is there, Carlos Rivera. She pauses, then keeps walking. A weathered facility. Chain link fence. Cracked concrete. Maya enters, waving to the attendant. She changes into her swimsuit. Checks her phone. A text from an unknown number. Congratulations. You've been selected for the Thornton Foundation Charity Gala. Details to follow. She frowns, confused. Coach Martinez, 55, weathered and kind, watches as Maya dives in. Underwater, she's graceful. Powerful. Free. She surfaces, breathing hard. Better. But your turn needs work. I know. The regional scouts are coming next month. Maya. Coach. I submitted your application. You're good enough for nationals, Maya. Maybe even Olympics. I can't afford. Sponsors cover it. If you qualify. And if I don't. Then you become a doctor and forget us little people. She laughs, pushing off the wall for another lap. Coach Martinez watches her, proud. From across the pool, unseen, someone with a camera phone films her. Maya exits, hair wet, backpack slung over her shoulder. A sleek black town car pulls up. The window rolls down. A woman, Victoria Moss, 35, elegant in designer clothes, smiles. Maya Rivera? Yeah. I'm Victoria Moss. I work for the Thornton Foundation. The text. We've been following your story. Full academic scholarship to Jefferson Medical School while training for competitive swimming. Very impressive. How do you know? Mr. Thornton believes in investing in exceptional young people. He'd like to meet you. Why? Hands her an envelope. Come to the gala this afternoon. 3 o'clock. Everything you need is in here. I don't understand. Trust me. This could change your life. The window rolls up. The car drives away. Maya opens the envelope. Inside. An embossed invitation. A prepaid voucher for a dress rental. A map to the Thornton estate. She stares at it, bewildered. Maya stands in front of a mirror wearing a simple but elegant blue dress. She barely recognizes herself. Her phone rings. Coach Martinez. Hey, Coach. Just checking in. You okay? Why wouldn't I be? That gala thing. Just, be careful. What do you mean? Rich people don't do things for free. They always want something. It's just an event. Maybe. Just, watch yourself. I will. Thanks, coach. She hangs up, uneasy now. Sprawling mansion. Manicured lawns. A massive pool with a waterfall feature. Valets. Photographers. Guests in expensive clothes. Maya arrives via rideshare, feeling completely out of place. A crowd of 200 plus guests. String quartet playing. Waiters with champagne. Maya stands at the edge, clutching her small purse. Appears beside her. You came. Wonderful. What is this really about? You'll see. Come with me. Victoria leads her through the crowd to a small platform by the pool. Alexander Thornton, 48, commanding presence, tailored suit, addresses the guests with a microphone. Thank you all for coming. Today we celebrate courage and the human spirit. Applause. 3 years ago, my son nearly drowned. A stranger, someone with no obligation to help, dove into freezing water and saved his life. Maya freezes. Confused. Today, I've finally found that person. Maya Rivera, would you join me? The crowd turns. Cameras flash. Whispers to Victoria. I don't know what he's talking about. Gently pushes her forward. Just go with it. Reluctantly, Maya walks to the platform. Alexander shakes her hand for the cameras. Quietly, for her only. Play along. I'll explain later. I didn't save anyone. Louder, for the crowd. My son owes you his life. We all do. More applause. More photos. Maya's head spins. Through the crowd, she sees a boy, 12, Lucas Thornton, watching her. He looks terrified. Lucas. Come meet your hero. Lucas approaches slowly, reluctantly. Whispers to Maya. You shouldn't have come. What? Run. Before she can respond, Lucas steps backward. He trips. Falls backwards into the pool. Screams erupt. Lucas flails underwater, panicked. Without thinking, Maya dives in. Blue silence. Bubbles. Lucas sinking. Maya grabs him, pulling him up. They surface. Gasping. The crowd erupts in chaos. She pushed him. I saw her. She was right next to him. Someone call the police. Maya. Holding Lucas. I didn't, he fell. Lucas, sputtering water, looks at her with genuine fear. Lucas. Quietly. I'm sorry. Alexander rushes forward, grabbing Lucas from her. Get away from my son. I saved him. Security guards surround her. Phones raised. Recording everything. Victoria stands at the edge, her face unreadable. Ma'am, you need to come with us. I didn't do anything. To security. Hold her until the police arrive. This is insane. The crowd presses in. Hostile. Accusing. A photographer's flash blinds her. Maya sits alone, still wet, wrapped in a towel. Her hands shake. The door opens. 2 police officers enter, Detective Sarah Reeves, 42, sharp eyes, and Officer Torres, 30s. Ms. Rivera. I'm Detective Reeves. Can you tell me what happened? The boy fell. I pulled him out. Multiple witnesses say you were standing very close to him. Because we'd just been introduced. Others say you pushed him. That's not true. Did you know Lucas Thornton before today? No. I didn't even know I was supposed to be here. This woman, Victoria, she told me. Victoria Moss. Yes. She picked me up this morning. Ms. Moss claims she's never seen you before today. What? That's impossible. She drove to my pool this morning. Your pool? Community pool on Riverside. She gave me an invitation. Do you have this invitation? Maya reaches for her purse, it's not there. It was in my purse. Where's my purse? We haven't found a purse. Someone took it. Convenient. I want to call my mother. Sit down, please. Am I under arrest? Should you be? I didn't do anything wrong. A knock at the door. Officer Torres steps out, returns with a tablet. Detective. You need to see this. He shows her the screen. Reeves's expression darkens. Maya Rivera, you're under arrest for attempted murder. What? You have the right to remain silent. The words fade as Maya's world collapses. Harsh fluorescent lights. Metal table. Mirror wall. Maya sits across from Detective Reeves. Elena is there now, devastated, holding Maya's hand. A public defender, James Cooper, 35, exhausted, takes notes. Let's go through this again. You claim Victoria Moss invited you to the gala. She did. But Ms. Moss says she's never met you. Mr. Thornton says he never authorized your invitation. Then how did I know about it? You tell me. My client has answered this question multiple times. Ignoring him, to Maya. Did you know that Lucas Thornton is worth approximately $400 million? I don't care about. His trust fund becomes accessible when he turns 18. Unless he dies. Then it goes to charity. What are you implying? I'm saying your client had motive. Motive? I don't even know these people. Then explain this. She slides a photo across the table. It shows Maya at the community pool that morning, with Lucas in the background, watching her. I don't understand. Lucas Thornton was at your pool this morning. Hours before the incident. I never saw him. You expect me to believe that? My daughter is a good person. I'm sure she is. But good people do desperate things. I'm not desperate. No. Medical school costs about $250,000. Your scholarship covers tuition. Not living expenses. Not books. Not. That's enough. Unless you're charging my client. We are. Attempted murder. Bail hearing is Monday. No. Mom. Book her. Maya sits on a concrete bench. Other women in the cell eye her warily. Through the bars, she sees a news broadcast on a TV in the hallway. News anchor, on TV. Breaking news, a medical student has been arrested for the attempted drowning of 12-year-old Lucas Thornton, heir to the Thornton fortune. Maya's ID photo appears on screen. Maya Rivera, 22, allegedly lured the boy to. Maya looks away, nauseated. A woman, 40s, in the cell moves closer. Hey. You that girl from TV? Maya doesn't respond. Rich kid almost drowned, right? Quiet. I didn't do it. Laughs. Nobody in here did it. The woman walks away. Maya curls up on the bench, alone. Maya lies awake, staring at the ceiling. A guard walks past, pauses. Rivera. You got a visitor. My mom. Lawyer. Maya sits at a table divided by plexiglass. Cooper enters, carrying a briefcase. How are you holding up? How do you think? I got the discovery files. It's not good. Tell me. They have multiple witnesses placing you next to Lucas when he fell. Security footage shows you diving in immediately, some might argue suspiciously fast. Because I'm a trained swimmer. I know. But prosecutors will spin it. How did she react so quickly unless she knew he was going to fall? This is insane. There's more. Victoria Moss gave a statement. She says you approached her at the gala, claiming to be Lucas's rescuer from years ago. That's a lie. Maya, I believe you. But belief doesn't win cases. Evidence does. So find evidence. I'm trying. But I'm overwhelmed with cases. The system. Desperate. Someone invited me to that house. Someone set this up. I need you to prove it. I'll do my best. Your best. Maya. I need more than your best. I need someone who believes me. The bail hearing is Monday. I'll argue for release, but with attempted murder. How much? If they grant it? Probably $500,000. We don't have that. I know. They sit in heavy silence. My brother. Diego. Can someone check on him? Your mother's with him. He's been having trouble at school. I'm worried. Maya, you need to worry about yourself right now. I can't stop being his sister. Cooper softens. I'll make sure he's okay. Thank you. Time's up. Maya stands, defeated. Mr. Cooper. Who would do this to me? I don't know. But I'm going to find out. Maya returns to her bench. The other women are asleep. She notices something under her pillow, a folded piece of paper. She opens it carefully. Written in neat handwriting. The pool has eyes. Check the northwest corner. Second tile from the filter. A friend. Maya's heart races. She looks around, no one's watching. She hides the note. Packed gallery. Media everywhere. Maya sits at the defense table in an orange jumpsuit, Cooper beside her. Elena and Diego sit in the front row, holding hands. The judge, 60s, stern, presides. Prosecutor Jenkins, 45, sharp and aggressive, stands. Your Honor, the people request remand without bail. Ms. Rivera poses a clear danger. My client has no criminal record. She's a medical student with strong community ties. She attempted to murder a child. Alleged attempt. She saved that child. After pushing him into the pool. Enough. Ms. Rivera, please stand. Maya stands, trembling. Given the serious nature of these charges, bail is set at $750,000. Elena gasps. Your Honor, that's excessive. That's my ruling. Next case. The gavel strikes. Maya looks back at her mother, both crying. Maya sits alone at a table, pushing food around her tray. The TV plays another news report. News anchor, on TV. The Thornton family has hired renowned attorney Marcus Steele to pursue maximum charges against Rivera. A woman slides onto the bench across from her, Natasha, 30, tattooed, wary eyes. Natasha. First time. Maya. What? Yeah. Thought so. You got that, I'm innocent, look. I am innocent. Laughs. Sure you are. I didn't ask for company. No. But you need it. Maya looks at her. Word of advice. Stop looking like a victim. In here, victims get eaten alive. Maya. I'll keep that in mind. You're that girl. The one who supposedly tried to drown the rich kid. I didn't. Doesn't matter if you did or didn't. What matters is who's got more power. You or him. Obviously him. Then you need to change that. How? Find leverage. Rich people always have secrets. I don't even know the Thorntons. Maybe you should. She slides a small piece of paper across the table. When you get out, call this number. Friend of mine. Private investigator. Owes me a favor. I can't pay. Don't worry about payment. Worry about proving you're not crazy. Because right now, everyone thinks you are. She walks away. Maya pockets the paper. Maya lies on her bunk, staring at the ceiling. Her cellmate, Keisha, 25, does push-ups in the corner. Can I ask you something? Keeps exercising. Depends. You think people can be framed? You kidding? Happens all the time. How would someone do it? Why? You planning something? Someone did it to me. Keisha stops, looks at her. The Thornton thing? Yeah. Okay. Here's how it works. You need 3 things: motive, opportunity, and evidence. Motive makes people believe why you do it. Opportunity proves you could. Evidence seals the deal. They have all 3. Then whoever framed you is smart. Real smart. How do I fight back? Find their mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Even rich people. What if I can't? Then you're screwed. Brutal honesty. Thanks for the pep talk. You want a pep talk, join a cheerleading squad. You want truth. I just gave it to you. Maya closes her eyes. Small, cluttered. Files everywhere. Cooper sits across from Martin Hayes, 50, the private investigator Natasha mentioned. Ex-cop, weathered. So you're saying this girl was set up? I think so. But I can't prove it. What do you have? Not much. She claims a woman named Victoria Moss invited her. Moss denies it. There's supposed to be security footage but the family isn't releasing it. Classic. Control the narrative, control the outcome. Can you help? Maybe. But I need something to start with. She mentioned a note. Someone slipped her a note in lockup. Said to check the pool. Which pool? I assume the Thornton estate. You want me to break into Alexander Thornton's property? I want you to find the truth. Those aren't always the same thing. I'm paying you to make them the same. With what money? I'll figure it out. Hayes studies him. You actually believe this girl? I do. Why? Because I've seen a lot of guilty people. She's not one of them. All right. I'll look into it. But if this goes south, It won't. Famous last words. Hayes, dressed in dark clothes, approaches the fence. He uses a small tool to bypass the security. The pool glows blue in the darkness. Hayes moves carefully, checking for cameras. He reaches the northwest corner, kneels by the filter. Second tile. He pries it loose carefully. Inside, a small waterproof USB drive. Hey! Stop! Hayes pockets the drive and runs. Hayes climbs the fence as security guards close in. He drops to the other side, sprints to his car. He starts the engine, tires screeching. In the rearview mirror, guards on phones, calling it in. Hayes drives into the night. Hayes arrives, out of breath, holding the USB drive. You got it? Barely. He plugs it into Cooper's laptop. Files appear. Video files. Cooper clicks on one. The video shows Alexander Thornton arguing violently with a woman. Elizabeth Thornton, 40s, his wife. No audio, but the violence is clear. He grabs her. She falls. Lucas, younger, watches from a doorway, terrified. Jesus. There's more. Another file, financial records. Offshore accounts. Shell companies. Money laundering. Thornton's not just rich. He's dirty. This is motive. For what? If Lucas talked. If he told someone what he saw. Dad would want to shut him up. But he can't just kill his own son. Too obvious. So he frames someone else for attempting it. Someone vulnerable. No resources. No power. Maya. They look at each other, realizing the depth of the conspiracy. We need to get her out. Maya sits across from Cooper, hopeful for the first time. We found something. Evidence that Thornton has been abusive. That he might have motive to harm his own son. Does this mean? It means we can argue reasonable doubt. Maybe get the charges dropped. When? I'm filing a motion to dismiss tomorrow. But Maya. What? This is dangerous. Alexander Thornton is powerful. If we accuse him. I don't care. I want my life back. You might lose more than your life. These people don't play fair. Neither do I. Not anymore. Cooper sees the change in her, she's no longer the frightened girl from the arrest. All right. We fight. Alexander sits at his desk, drinking scotch. Victoria enters. We have a problem. What now? Her lawyer found something. Files. From the pool house. Alexander's face darkens. How? Someone tipped them off. Who? I don't know. But they have footage. Of you and Elizabeth. Alexander throws his glass against the wall. I was assured those files were destroyed. Apparently not all of them. Then we need to make this go away. Now. How? However necessary. Maya can't sleep. Keisha notices. You okay? My lawyer found something. Evidence that might prove I'm innocent. That's good, right? I think so. But I'm scared. Of what? That it won't be enough. That I'll still lose. Hey. Listen to me. Maya looks at her. Whatever happens tomorrow. You survived today. And the day before. And the day before that. You're stronger than you think. How do you know? Because you're still here. Still fighting. Weak people give up. You haven't. Maya nods, grateful. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Save it for when you get out. Cooper works frantically, preparing his motion. His phone rings. Unknown number. Hello. Drop the case. Who is this? Last warning. Drop it or people get hurt. Is this Thornton? The line goes dead. Cooper stares at his phone, shaken. He looks at Maya's case file. Then at a photo of his own daughter on his desk. He makes a decision. Keeps working. Media swarms. Cameras flash. Cooper pushes through, carrying his briefcase. A reporter shoves a microphone in his face. Mr. Cooper. Are you prepared to prove your client's innocence? No comment. Sources say you have evidence against Alexander Thornton. I said no comment. He enters the courtroom. The gallery is packed. Maya sits at the defense table in a borrowed suit, nervous. Elena and Diego behind her. Across the aisle, Alexander Thornton, flanked by his legal team led by Marcus Steele, 55, intimidating, expensive suit. The judge enters. Everyone rises. Be seated. Mr. Cooper, I understand you filed a motion to dismiss. Yes, Your Honor. Based on newly discovered evidence that fundamentally undermines the prosecution's case. Your Honor, this is a transparent attempt to delay. I'll decide what this is. Mr. Cooper, present your evidence. Cooper stands, activates a laptop connected to a screen. Your Honor, the defense has obtained security footage from the Thornton estate. Footage that was not provided in discovery. Objection. Chain of custody. The footage was recovered from Mr. Thornton's property. We'll be calling a witness to authenticate it. Proceed. Cooper plays the video. The courtroom watches in silence as Alexander violently argues with Elizabeth Thornton. Gasps from the gallery. Alexander's face remains impassive. This footage shows Mr. Thornton engaged in domestic violence against his late wife, Elizabeth Thornton, who died under suspicious circumstances 3 years ago. This is irrelevant to the current charges. It establishes a pattern of violence within the Thornton household. It suggests that Lucas Thornton may have been in danger from his own father, not from my client. Do you have a response? The circumstances of Mrs. Thornton's death were investigated and ruled accidental. Investigated by whom? The same police department that received substantial donations from the Thornton Foundation. Murmurs in the courtroom. Order. Your Honor, we believe Lucas Thornton was not pushed by Maya Rivera. We believe he jumped to escape his father. This is wild speculation. Is it? Or does it explain why Victoria Moss, an employee of the Thornton Foundation, specifically invited Maya Rivera to the estate that day? Why security footage from the pool area has mysteriously disappeared? Why every witness who claims to have seen Maya push Lucas is either employed by or financially connected to Alexander Thornton? Mr. Steele, does your client wish to respond? Marcus Steele stands, calm and collected. Your Honor, this is nothing more than a desperate defense attorney throwing mud. My client is not on trial here. Maya Rivera is. And no amount of character assassination will change the fact that she attempted to murder a child. Then let Mr. Thornton explain the footage. My client doesn't have to explain anything. The video is from 3 years ago and has no bearing on these proceedings. Actually, Mr. Steele, it might. I'm inclined to hear testimony. Your Honor. Mr. Thornton, please take the stand. A tense silence. Alexander stands slowly, buttoning his jacket. Alexander is sworn in, sits. Mr. Thornton, do you recognize the footage that was just shown? Yes. That's you arguing with your wife. It was a difficult time in our marriage. Difficult? You grabbed her violently. She fell. We had arguments. Like any couple. Did Lucas witness these arguments? Sometimes. Must have been traumatic for a child. Watching his father hurt his mother. Objection. Argumentative. Sustained. How did your wife die, Mr. Thornton? She fell. Down the stairs. Fell. Like Lucas fell into the pool. Objection. Mr. Cooper, watch yourself. Mr. Thornton, did you invite Maya Rivera to your estate? No. Victoria Moss arranged the event. And yet Victoria Moss claims she never met Maya before that day. So who's lying? You or her? I don't appreciate your tone. I don't appreciate innocent people being framed for crimes they didn't commit. Your Honor. That's enough, Mr. Cooper. One more question. Mr. Thornton, if Maya Rivera had succeeded in killing your son, if Lucas had died, who would inherit his trust fund? Alexander's eyes flash with anger. Various charities. As outlined in our estate planning. Charities controlled by the Thornton Foundation. Which you control. Objection. This is outrageous speculation. Sustained. Mr. Cooper, do you have any actual evidence connecting Mr. Thornton to this alleged conspiracy? Cooper hesitates. He has theories but no hard proof. Not at this time, Your Honor. But we're continuing to investigate. Then your motion is premature. Denied. Your Honor. I said denied. We'll proceed to trial as scheduled. The gavel strikes. Maya's face falls. Elena covers her mouth, devastated. Alexander smiles slightly as he leaves the stand. Cooper and Maya stand in a quiet corner. We lost. We didn't lose. We just didn't win. Yet. What's the difference? We rattled them. Did you see Thornton's face? He's scared. Good for him. I'm going back to jail. Maya. You said you had evidence. You said we could win. We will. But it takes time. I don't have time. The trial starts in 2 weeks. If we lose. We won't lose. How do you know? Because I'm not giving up. And neither are you. Elena approaches with Diego. Mija. Maya hugs her mother, breaking down. I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry for all of this. Holding her tight. You have nothing to be sorry for. Nothing. Diego looks terrified. Maya reaches for him. Hey, Bug. You okay? Voice breaking. Are you coming home? Not yet. But soon. I promise. You can't promise that. Diego. You don't know if you'll ever come home. You don't know anything. He pulls away, running down the hallway. Diego. I'll get him. You need to go with the officers. 2 guards approach to escort Maya back. I'll visit tomorrow. We'll prep for trial. Maya nods, numb. As she's led away, she passes Alexander Thornton in the hallway. He leans close, whispers. You should have stayed in your lane. Whispers back. And you should have been a better father. His expression darkens. Maya lies on her bunk, staring at the ceiling. Keisha enters, sees her face. That bad? Motion denied. Trial in 2 weeks. What are your chances? Honestly? I don't know. You need to know. In here, hope without a plan is just wishful thinking. What would you do? Me? I'd find someone on the inside. Someone who knows something. Inside where? The Thornton house. Staff. Security. Someone always knows something. How am I supposed to do that from in here? You got people on the outside, right? Your lawyer. That investigator. Yeah. Then have them dig. Someone in that house is scared. Someone wants to talk. You just gotta find them. Maya sits up, energized for the first time. You're right. Keisha. Course I'm right. Now get some sleep. Can't fight if you're exhausted. Hayes sits across from a woman, Maria Santos, 40s, the Thornton family's former housekeeper. She's nervous, hands shaking. I shouldn't be here. You're safe. I promise. You don't understand. Mr. Thornton, he's not a good man. Tell me what you know. I worked for the family for 10 years. I saw everything. What did you see? The way he treated Mrs. Elizabeth. The bruises she tried to hide. The fear in Lucas's eyes. Did you ever see him hurt Lucas? Not physically. But the boy was terrified of him. Always walking on eggshells. What about the day Mrs. Thornton died? Maria's eyes fill with tears. I was there. I heard them fighting. Then I heard her scream. When I ran to the stairs. She can't continue. What did you see? Mr. Thornton standing at the top. Mrs. Elizabeth at the bottom. She wasn't moving. Did you tell the police? I tried. But Mr. Thornton's lawyer, Mr. Steele, he came to see me. Said if I talked, I'd be deported. My family would lose everything. So you stayed quiet. I had no choice. But that girl, Maya, she doesn't deserve this. She's innocent. Will you testify? If you can protect my family. If you can guarantee they won't hurt us. I'll do everything I can. Then yes. I'll testify. Hayes briefs Cooper on Maria's testimony. This is huge. If she testifies that Thornton killed his wife. It establishes motive and pattern. Shows he's capable of violence. But it's still not direct evidence that he framed Maya. Maybe not. But it's enough to create reasonable doubt. We need more. We need to prove Victoria Moss invited Maya. We need to prove Thornton orchestrated everything. I'm working on it. But these people, they're careful. They cover their tracks. There's always a trail. Always. Unless they erased it. Then we find the eraser. Lucas sits at his desk, doing homework. A soft knock. Victoria enters. How are you feeling, sweetheart? Fine. Your father wanted me to remind you, when you testify, you need to be very clear about what happened. I know what happened. Good. You saw Maya push you. right? Lucas doesn't respond. Lucas. Right? Yeah. Your father's depending on you. We all are. She leaves. Lucas stares at his reflection in the window, haunted. Maya sits across from Cooper, who looks energized. We found someone. Maria Santos. She was the Thorntons' housekeeper. She's willing to testify that Alexander killed Elizabeth. That's amazing. It's a start. But we still need to prove he framed you. What about Victoria? If we can prove she lied. We're working on it. Hayes is tracking down phone records, emails, anything that connects her to your invitation. There has to be something. There is. We just need to find it. A pause. Mr. Cooper. Why are you doing this? You could have passed my case to someone else. Why are you fighting so hard? Cooper considers this. When I was in law school, I had this professor. He said the law is supposed to protect everyone, but it doesn't. It protects people with power. People with money. People who can afford better lawyers. Okay. I became a public defender because I wanted to change that. To be the person who fights for people who can't afford to fight for themselves. Have you changed it? Not yet. But maybe with your case, maybe this time we can. Thank you. For believing me. Thank you for being worth believing in. Hayes sits outside an apartment building, surveillance photos on his dashboard. He's watching Victoria's apartment. Suddenly, she emerges, not alone. With her, a man, 50s, dressed casually. They're arguing. Hayes snaps photos frantically. The man gets into a car, license plate visible. Hayes runs the plate on his phone. Hayes' eyes widen. Victoria Moss's husband. Dead 3 years. He keeps watching. The dead man drives away. Victoria goes back inside. Hayes makes a call. Cooper. I need you to run a background check. Victoria Moss. Everything you can find. Hayes and Cooper pore over documents. According to death records, Gerald Moss died in a car accident. 3 years ago. Same time as Elizabeth Thornton. That's a hell of a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Cooper pulls up a news article. Local business owner dies in single car crash. Gerald Moss, 47, owner of Moss Security Systems. Security Systems. That's how they did it. What do you mean? If Gerald Moss provided security for the Thornton estate, he'd have access to all the cameras, all the footage. He could manipulate it. So Thornton kills Elizabeth. Gerald helps cover it up. Then Gerald becomes a liability. So Thornton stages an accident. But why would Victoria work for the man who killed her husband? They look at each other, realization dawning. Unless she doesn't know. Unless she thinks it really was an accident. Or unless she does know. And she's planning revenge. Victoria sits in the dark, looking at a photo of Gerald. Tears stream down her face. On her laptop screen, files. Evidence. Everything. She's been collecting it all along. Maya sits with Natasha, who's being released. This is it. I'm out. I'm happy for you. Hands her a piece of paper. I meant what I said. You need help, you call that number. I will. Thank you. And Maya? Don't give up. I've seen a lot of people come through here. You're not like them. You're gonna make it. How do you know? Because you're still believing there's good in the world. Hold on to that. Even when it feels impossible. They hug. A guard calls for Natasha. Ramirez. Let's go. Natasha grabs her belongings and leaves. Maya watches her go, alone again. Cooper and Hayes meet with Maya via video call. Maya, we think Victoria Moss might be the key to everything. What do you mean? Her husband died the same time as Elizabeth Thornton. We think Alexander might have killed him too. So Victoria knows. We're not sure. But if she does, if she's been gathering evidence, she might help us. Exactly. But we need to approach her carefully. If Thornton finds out, he'll kill her too. We need to make contact. Somewhere safe. Somewhere he won't see. How? Leave that to us. Hayes sits at an outdoor table, pretending to read a newspaper. Victoria approaches, cautious. You said this was about my husband. It is. Sit down. Please. She sits reluctantly. I know Gerald didn't die in an accident. Victoria's face goes pale. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. Alexander Thornton killed him. Just like he killed Elizabeth. You can't prove that. But you can. She looks at him. You've been working for him. Getting close. Collecting evidence. Haven't you? Whispers. Yes. Then help us. Help Maya Rivera. She's innocent and you know it. If I testify, he'll kill me. If you don't, an innocent girl goes to prison. Maybe for life. Victoria struggles with this. I need guarantees. Protection. We'll arrange it. Witness protection. New identity. Everything. And he goes to prison. If you testify. Yes. Victoria makes her decision. All right. I'll do it. Cooper and Hayes meet with Prosecutor Jenkins and Detective Reeves. You're saying Alexander Thornton orchestrated this entire thing? We have a witness who can prove it. Victoria Moss. She has evidence that Thornton killed his wife and her husband. That he framed Maya to silence his son. That's a serious accusation. With serious evidence to back it up. Why would Victoria help frame Maya? She didn't. Thornton manipulated her. Made her think she was honoring a real hero when she invited Maya to the estate. And you can prove this? Victoria will testify. She has recordings. Documents. Everything. Jenkins and Reeves exchange glances. If this is true, if Thornton is guilty, then you need to drop the charges against Maya. Immediately. We need to verify the evidence first. How long will that take? A few days. Maybe a week. The trial starts in 5 days. Then we'll know before then. Maya's been in jail for 3 weeks. She's lost her scholarship, her reputation, everything. If you're wrong about her. If we're wrong, she'll be compensated. Money doesn't give her back her life. No. But it's all we can offer. Maya lies awake, unable to sleep. Keisha's bunk is empty. Night folds around the women's pod like a damp sheet. Maya stares at the dark ceiling and traces invisible lines between the rivets, knitting them into constellations. Keisha's bunk is empty. Natasha's words keep moving through her like a tide, hold on to that. Even when it feels impossible that I in the morning, a CO slips her a note at Chow. No name, just a time and a room number. The legal visitation room. 2:10 p.m. AT 209, the door buzzes and Hayes appears on the other side of the glass, tired and electric at once. Cooper leans in from the edge of the frame of the video cart, the kind courts use for arraignments. Behind them, a woman with a neat bun and guarded eyes comes into focus. Victoria, say what you need to say, Maya murmurs into the handset, because it's all she has. Victoria doesn't sit. I'm done being afraid. Hayes nods to Cooper, who swivels the screen and slides a thin envelope through the pass-through. The guard checks it, opens it, confirms it's legal paperwork, passes it back. Inside are printouts, access logs with timestamps, camera switch macros, bank transfers, a calendar invite labeled e-maintenance, 11:22 p.m. A thumb drive glints like a fish scale. We were wrong about one thing, Hayes says. Gerald wasn't murdered. Maya blinks. Then who did you see with Victoria? Gerald, Cooper says, quiet. Alive. Victoria's fingers worry the edge of the table. He was supposed to be dead. He made me believe it. He said it was safer. For me. For us. Thornton forced him to fake the crash and bury himself. And he kept him buried. In debt. In favors owed. In guilt. I lost the ground under my feet, she says, voice ragged. So I started making a different kind of ground. Hayes leans forward. We can end it, Maya. But we need a sting. We need Victoria wired. We need a warrant ready to trigger. We need courage. Maya looks at Victoria, this woman who has been a trap and a bridge, and sees the same brackish fear and resolve mirrored back. She nods, once. Then do it. They build it in a day and a night. Cooper spends hours cross-referencing Moss Security's maintenance calls with the Thornton Estate's power dips, charting the moments the cameras blinked and the backups failed. The pattern sings a clean, damning song. He drafts an affidavit. Prosecutor Jenkins reads it twice, then a third time, then signs. Detective Reeves catches his own reflection in a window and looks older than he did yesterday. Victoria meets Thornton at the club where money hums under the carpet and waiters move like quiet weather. A tiny microphone sits beneath the clasp of her necklace. In a flower bed across the street, Hayes lies with a long lens, wet leaves pressing cold circles through his jacket. He can feel his pulse in the bones of his jaw. Thornton rolls a lemon wool between his fingers. "You look tired," he says, full concerned. "This life isn't for everyone." "Then pay me out," Victoria replies. "One last job. Then I'm done." He smiles. "What job?" "Delete the redundancy." "The off-site mirror," she says, a touch of tremor. "The drive I kept. The calendar you made me keep. The duplicates I made you pretend not to notice." A long, soft pause. Hayes counts the seconds. 1, 2, 3, Thornton's smile sours. "I don't like jokes." "I'm not joking," Victoria says. "I want you to say it. You killed her. You made us make it look like." Thornton reaches across the table, clamps a hand over hers, and leans in. His voice is a low thread. "Careful. Your usefulness has an expiration date." The words enter the mic as clean as coins dropped in a glass. Reeves, listening from the van, meets Jenkins's gaze. Jenkins nods. The warrant pings green on her tablet that I in the same breath. Another voice joins the table. Gerald slides into the seat beside Victoria as if arriving late to a lunch he never wanted. "I'm done, Alex," he says. He looks older than 50. Older than anything. "I kept your cameras blind. I kept your footage clean. I kept my wife in the dark and my soul half dead. I did what you asked because I thought you'd kill her if I didn't." His hands tremble. "I recorded everything." For the first time, Thornton's mask fractures. A flash of animal calculation. Then, "You don't know what you're saying." "I do," Gerald whispers. "I always did." Hayes doesn't breathe as Reeves and two uniforms cross the carpet in a practice-tied Alexander Thornton. Reeves says, "Badge already raised. You are under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, obstruction of justice, evidence tampering, witness intimidation, and the framing of Maya Rivera." The lemon wool rolls off the table and collapses on the carpet with a wet sigh. Thornton turns to Victoria. For a moment, the room shrinks into the small space between their eyes, all those years of power and fear pinging in the span of a heartbeat. "You," he says. "Me," Victoria answers. Finally. In the jail, Maya is called to the attorney room again. This time, Jenkins is on the screen. There are new lines around her mouth. Like she's been holding something heavy and finally put it down. "Maya," Jenkins says, "we're moving to dismiss. Effective immediately." The handset is slick in Maya's grip. "On what grounds?" "On the grounds that you never belonged here." She hears the rest in pieces, the confession by implication, the logs, the recordings of Thornton's threats, the financial ties between his foundation and a juror in the pool they were going to call next week. Reeves's voice breaks in once, uncharacteristically warm, to say, "We're sorry." The door clicks. The world opens. On the courthouse steps, reporters ping like hail. Microphones rise. Maya blinks in the sun she hasn't tasted in 3 weeks and feels it, the first breath that doesn't grind her ribs. Cooper threads through the crowd to her side. Hayes hovers like a prow, watchful. "Where's Victoria?" Maya asks. "Safe," Hayes says. "Federal protection. New start." Gerald's turning state's evidence. He'll have to live inside the damage he made. But at least he stopped making more. Jenkins steps up to a bank of microphones and clears her throat. The state is dismissing all charges against Maya Rivera with prejudice. Ms. Rivera was the victim of a calculated deception orchestrated by Alexander Thornton, now in custody. We owe Ms. Rivera more than an apology. We owe her our protection, and a system that does better. Questions explode. Cameras click. Above the noise, a single voice. "Maya. Do you have anything to say?" She looks at the crowd, at the courthouse stones, at the sky too blue to be true. She thinks of Keisha's empty bunk and Natasha's steady eyes. She thinks of the first day on the Thornton grounds, of soft grass and the taste of fear metallic as a penny. She thinks of the sentence she wrote once and erased and wrote again. "To the person who asked me, months ago, why I wanted to do this," she says, voice steadier with each word, "I said, to be the person who fights for people who can't afford to fight for themselves. I haven't changed it. I can't. But maybe after this, we can change how hard they have to fight it all." A murmur lifts and settles. The microphones retreat. Strangers clap. A little boy on his father's shoulders waves a paper flag that says "Welcome home" in uneven marker. Maya waves back before she realizes her hand is moving. I end the days that follow, the dominoes go down. Thornton's lawyers posture and wilt. The audio is played on the 6 o'clock news. Former employees come forward, one after another, a bookkeeper with a ledger, a driver with a dash cam, a gardener with a night vision story that finally lands. Reeves testifies. Jenkins files additional charges. Cooper writes a piece that refuses to let the human parts be eclipsed by the spectacle, the grief, the grit, the tenderness that made all the rest possible. Hayes deletes the surveillance photos one by one, not because they didn't matter, but because the living story has finally outgrown them. Natasha, on the outside, answers a phone call from an unknown number and listens to Maya say thank you with a voice that has new air in it. Keisha, transferred 2 days after, finds a letter in her property bag with a phone card and a note, hold the line. I'm on the other side now. I won't forget. Victoria, under a new name in a room with new light, opens a window and lets in a breeze that smells like rain. Beside her, Gerald sits with a pen and a paper where he is writing down every wrong thing he helped happen, not for court, not for absolution, for inventory. He looks smaller and, somehow, more honest. When he reaches the end of the page, he turns it over and keeps going. And Maya? Maya walks back onto a campus that told her she had forfeited her place, and watches as an administrator shuffles and stammers and finally says, "We were wrong." A dean hands her a letter that restores what was taken, but she folds it quietly and thinks, some things you restore yourself. She returns to the community center where she used to volunteer, the one with peeling paint and long lines on clinic days. They've set up a small program with Hayes and Cooper's help, a legal orientation night, a hotline, a rolling fund that covers bail for people who would otherwise just wait and wait and wait. She stands in front of 24 folding chairs and speaks into a mic that squeals once and then behaves. Here's what I can promise, she says. We will show up. We will write it down. We will not let go. After, as the room empties, Hayes lingers. You did that, he says, chin tipping toward the sign-up sheet, the line of names like a string of small lights. We did it. Maya replies that he smiles. Keep your number on, he says. There's always another call. Maya steps outside. Evening hangs in the trees like a kept promise. She can feel the world reshaping itself around her, the bruise of what happened already fading into something she knows will never fully be gone but also will never again own her. She turns her face to the wind and repeats it. Not as a plea this time, but as a choice she knows she can keep making. To be the person who fights for people who can't afford to fight for themselves. And then, quietly, fiercely, she begins. She takes her place at the table, meets the first pair of eyes, and says, tell me what happened. The work begins again, as it always will. But now, it begins with her. To be the person who fights for people who can't afford to fight for themselves.